What's up, Panda Gang? Welcome back into Easy Deity True Start Location, playing as the Aussies. It's supposed to be easy, not because the difficulty isn't Deity, number 8, but because we're playing as Australia, and I'm going to try to walk you through the high-level concepts to be successful on Deity. Now, at the end of the last episode, Coupe declared war on us, and my original claim that this island would be easy to defend is now up for debate. Anyways, with the war declared on us, we've got Citadel of Civilization here. Double production if you've received a declaration of war in the past 10 turns. So, our cities all across the board are going to have double production, huge stuff going down. And our first order of business is getting walls everywhere. Walls in Canberra, walls in Ballarat, Perth. Buddy, get yourself some walls. Up in the north, the same stuff. If some city is like close to finishing something, maybe I'll do something else. But just all around, let's grab ourselves ancient walls. Like here, the settler. We're going to hold on to that because you can't send a settler out when this war happens. It's going to get taken anyways. Okay, with that out of the way, let's take stock of what's going on here. Out in the west, near Perth, we've got this Maori city here, which seems to be losing loyalty all of a sudden. Maybe it's because we just went into a new age. Are they in a dark age right now? Indeed they are. Okay, this is making sense. In the next 47 turns, maybe we can flip this city just with the loyalty. That would be sweet. Speaking of, I'm going to make my dedication here in the sciences. I just have more science boosts I think I'm going to get. Like iron mine, yeah, watermill, different specialty districts, ancient walls. Oh, buddy, we're getting that for sure. But let's take stock. So southwest, I'm not too worried about this city down here. I haven't seen any troops stationed there. To the north, it seems like Indonesia is quite filling these seas. They don't really like Coupe. Before this war started, I asked them, I was like, yo, joint war on Coupe, are you down for this? Now they don't want to join the formal war, the ongoing war. It is what it is. To the north, not too worried about the sea. But on the east, you can see our best two cities, Brisbane and Canberra, seem to be surrounded by these Maori troops. I've got a couple galleys, 3 galleys in fact, so I kind of own the seas right now. Let's put those guys to work. Now I want to make sure I've got a galley sitting at home for a little bit of extra defense strength. That would be optimal. So let's see, maybe it kills it. Not quite. Okay, this is perfect. City's going to be a little bit stronger to the enemy attacks. And importantly, they're all quite weakened. I'm not too worried about the city being destroyed this turn. Up in Brisbane, we're going to take the archer. That is an amazing defensive unit. Sit you in the city, and we're going to do good damage here to this warrior. And we even got a promotion. I have a second archer here in the north side. I know there's actually some Maori troops sitting in the fog of war that I cannot see. My plan with this archer is to just chill and sit back in Geelong. And since I just got, what did I get? I just got shipbuilding, so all my land units can embark. Since these seas, I'm not worried about the Maori. I can send this archer to any city, Melbourne, Geelong, or Sydney, that require defense with the archer. And let's keep in mind those walls will be up soon, my friend. Going over to Eco for a second, quick deals. I'm going to buy up 2 luxuries, and in return, I will sell 1 salt and make an absolute killing off that trade. And we want to buy open borders too. No, we're looking fine. And I got 2 new city-state quests too. One here in Bandar Brunei says get an inspiration for recorded history. That requires 2 campus districts. Man, we're going to get that soon. And then mathematics, Rapa Nui. This requires 3 different districts. We've got a Governor Plaza. We've got 1 campus here. So I think once one of these harbors gets finished down south, we will get that as well. Anyways, let's hit next turn, roll the dice, and see what these Maori have in store for us. Okay, coming in on Perth. Luckily, we've got at least 1 warrior there to try to defend, but a whole horseman and a warrior. This is looking scary, man. Scary indeed. World Congress voting. Oh, this might come just in time. We're going to go for double production towards city center buildings. And let's get double... No, I don't have any. I'm not getting any great people. So let's go no great scientists, please. Next, submit. And no more faith things, but double production towards city center buildings. So, and that means 2 turns for these ancient walls. Brilliant, brilliant. Now, what I'd really like to do is get a ship out here to help with this defense strength. The garrison strength only 20 right now. Not that great, is it, man? Not that great. I think I can use this warrior. Luckily, I've got that battle cry +7, although I don't think it's helping me here. Let's go ahead and fight that horseman 1 time. Take away a bit of its health, and hopefully that's enough for that city to survive. With those units coming out of the fog of war in the center, I'm a little bit more inclined to send the archer in that direction to possibly provide support, but I gotta make sure that guy doesn't die for no reason. Here in Brisbane, I'm gonna promote. The right side of the tree is about defending your cities, attacking cities. The left side is just like killing units. So let's go garrison to get that extra combat strength and keep bringing these galleys around the horn here. Who do we go for? I think we go for a galley kill right quick, and then we go for finishing them off. The city now has walls, So actually defending it is going to be no trouble whatsoever. And now we can actually switch into something like a heavy chariot, which we just unlocked with Tex. With that heavy chariot coming out, I'm not worried about Ballarat nearly as much as I am of Perth. Let me see if I can at least distract these dudes over here by sending a warrior. We've just got to survive 2 turns though, man. Once those ancient walls are up, got nothing to worry about. For our next technologies, currency, that might be nice, but I don't think I'll actually build one of those too soon. But I want to get onto mathematics so I can unlock the Petra. And man, just look at either of these 2 cities here. Beautiful Petra states. Not to mention that this is a direct prerequisite for that education, get myself universities. And we're going for a science victory after all, aren't we, guys? Okay, I hope we played our cards right. Yes, indeed. They went and finished off my warrior, totally destroyed them. And you know what? I might have screwed myself in another place. Ballarat takes a lot more turns to get these ancient walls up. We're going to have to send them some help. So we've got 1 galley nearby. This dude's going to cruise next to the city. We want to get as much combat strength in there as possible, as quick as possible. And we'll protect Canberra here. That was easy enough. Back in Brisbane, dude, we are going to be crushing these enemies here. Okay, let's go after that spearman first because he's on my sheep. I want my sheep to survive. Brisbane done those ancient walls too. We're going to opt for a settler. This guy can go around in the seas, which we somewhat own, rather than the land route. In Sydney, we were done those walls. Let's get into a builder. I'm hoping once we get the walls up, we don't need to worry too much, especially in these newer cities like Sydney. Oh, and they're going back after Perth. Okay. Defensive tactics unlocked. We now have got extra production, double again towards defensive buildings. So that's going to be now 8 times production towards walls if we plug in this card. That's insane. Double production because we were declared war, double production because of the government, and then double production because of that card. Okay, we now have city wall strikes. This is brilliant. I'm going to focus on the horse because that's a stronger unit. In Ballarat, we're just going to get the galley to sit inside. Now we went from 20 to 25 garrison strength. You heal up, my friend. You heal up. And it looks like the enemy have decided to abandon Brisbane. And I will shoot them on the way out. Indeed, I will. Follow those guys. Now, with this newly minted settler, you're going to go north, north. And you got to get some backup, too. So we got 1 galley that is fresh, but no promote. We got another galley here. Let's move you up, give you a promote for that heal. We'll go helmsman, so you can move a little quicker. And now let's move on to our government cards. Now I could get a card that increases my city strength and gives them better, where's that right here, bastions and better defense. But look, these guys here, they don't have any kind of siege tower or siege units. They're just regular units. Up against a wall, they have no chance. Therefore, no reason to buff those. Am I making more settlers? Of course, Brisbane, I think you should make another settler, possibly a campus too. Look at this crazy +9 campus. That is ludicrous. At the same time, though, 9 turns for a settler. Let me pump that out real quick with our boosted production. And up in the north, we were working on a builder in Melbourne. That's correct. We're working on a builder in Sydney. We could even go with a 3rd builder here in Geelong. So let's keep that builder card in. And I'm all around happy with everything else. Urban planning is a great card just in general. But check it out, we have a new governor promotion. Let's go ahead and promote Pingala here. Researcher, +1 science per citizen in resident city. So Geelong, almost 5. We're gonna, here, let me just click a tile real quick. 1 and 2, look at that, 24 science per turn, and that's going up next turn. As for Perth, I think the city's safe now. Like I said, we got walls. They were building a builder, they were building a harbor. But this is a smaller, less mature city. In my last video breaking down different tile yields, I also talked about import and export cities. So places like Canberra, Brisbane, Melbourne, Geelong, these are high-powered cities. They got lots of production, they're doing well for themselves, but places like Ballarat, Perth, and Sydney, they're just little noob cities. In these noob cities, you can spend your gold, which is great. Like I could go ahead, buy myself Monument Granary, buy myself a builder here if I needed to, with the gold earned at my major economic hubs in the east. But something you can't do is buy a harbor. So let's use this double production right now, since the war was declared with us, to get to work on this harbor, finish it up. This is gonna enable further growth in the future. And literally, now that those walls are up, for the last time, sorry I've been boring you, but I don't care anymore, it's fine. Every city but Ballarat, no stress for me. And now with this horseman down solo, I'm feeling good. And Brisbane, yep, see this random Maori warrior coming in from the seas. Like, why are you trying to do this? Did literally nothing to me. I just got a free unit kill. Canberra, we're going to pick up another one. These guys can't go anywhere now without getting destroyed. One thing that is a bit scary for Heavy Chariot, though, is, in fact, a spearman. Those dudes will hurt me. I'm thinking instead I'll just skirt around the side. That sounds good to me. Now with my settler headed up north, we'll get this guy into the sea. And we've got our en galley right behind them. Similar story in Perth, man. They can't do anything to my defenses here. I'm just too strong. I see a warrior has gone up to the north to try to fight my archer. That's not going to work out for you, buddy. Let's go shoot him one time. Guy's almost dead. Now, this archer isn't a pretty exposed location. If this horseman and warrior colluded, they could definitely take out my friendly archer. Therefore, let's try to get a little bit of damage on this horse. Minus 16. Okay, I'm a little bit less scared now. So with that heavy chariot complete in Canberra, I figure we could grab some districts. We could even get another settler. One settle, maybe 2 in the middle of Australia, 1 out in the west, as well as Tasmania, of course. At the same time, I want to encourage growth, and these districts are quite cheap. Let's go with settler, though. I want to settle on Tasmania and really fill out my lands this turn, secure all of Australia. And just as I predicted, the horse going after my archer. Stop this. Hey, at least we got some new civics. Can we finish off the horse in 1 blow? It looks like we cannot. However, we may be able to retreat the archer just a little ways away. Horse shouldn't be able to get him this turn, and they'll live to fight another day. Down in Ballarat, dude, there's no way they're getting us 2 turns. Perth, too, now totally immune to the enemy. Bye-bye, warrior. Now check this out. I see a Maori galley to the northeast, but that's okay. We'll just keep our settler with our galleys, and we'll be fine. It's definitely the long way around, but I need to get my guys to the places they need to go alive. All right, and check it out. The horseman cruising right by my archer and into Geelong's city range strike range. Can we finish him off? Yes, we can. Ballarat looks like it's going to be okay. Walls up in 1 turn. And let's just try and keep these guys off my nice sheeps. You guys know how I like my sheeps. Oh, and check this out. Oh, possible blunder. Sorry, I thought for sure these guys messed up, but as it turns out, this builder is in waters I cannot yo. So Sydney, having finished its builder, I'm tempted to focus on what can I do that's best for this city here. The city center buildings I can straight up buy, but at the same time, I mean, they're kind of nice. The World Congress lasts for another 25 turns. I'd like to get Monument and Granary. We should look at these government plaza buildings. None of these are actually that nice because Audience Chamber is the one I'd go for. I get more amenities and housing in cities with governors. I guess the amenities would be nice, but the housing, like, we're kind of already crushing that, but let's plug this in anyways. This is something you cannot purchase with gold, so that's why, you know, these smaller cities focus on things that require production. And it looks like the Maori force is pretty much done, dude, just these 2 units. And that might just be it for them. This guy is done. Ballarat has got itself a range strike, and the heavy chariot will do work. Ballarat, similar situation. Let's get to work on the harbor. Although really the city just needs a little bit more love. Let me give you this nice sheep and this nice wood hill to work. I'm very close to unlocking the Petra. Just gonna wait a couple turns for a boost over here from Perth upon building the harbor. But then I think we build it down here in Ballarat. Would be nice to improve this cattle nearby though. Get ourselves another one of those sweet pastures. Speaking of improving though, let's get a second mine down on the salt. We're getting in plenty of luxury resources. Who wants to buy? So just earn myself 10 gold per turn from that little mine. Beautiful. And I'm even going to send a builder to put a mine right on this desert hill. That will give me another Eureka and in turn era score. So what are these guys doing? Wait, I can't go after the builder. You can't take an enemy builder. What is going on? I guess they're in the sea. That's some kind of special. Oh, because it was a settler. Okay, settler can't conquer a builder, but my galley can sure take a free builder. Thank you, Maori, for that. And now that things are relatively safe, let's just make a beeline for this city I want to settle down here on the... Now that Melbourne's done the builder, we're going to grab a granary because housing is actually starting to become an issue. 7 housing, although it's a lot. We're at 5 right now. Same here in Geelong. We are at 5 out of 7. Let's grab another granary here, bud. Never want to have that housing penalty. It just kills your food yield. Okay, now this enemy archer looks thoroughly confused. Where are you going, bud? You ain't going nowhere. Okay, checking out this southwest city of the Maori. It looks like it's still falling quite heavily. They don't have a governor in there. I'm thinking they'll place one in there to save the city, but there's also a massive hurricane. Let me just send my galleys back to their ports to relax for a little bit. And look at this. We are no longer declared friends with the Vietnamese. We need to do that ASAP. If you ever see a little green smiley face and you're not declared friends, declare friendship. It's all really nice. But look at these guys, 111 cents per turn. Absolutely crushing it. I haven't met the Chinese, which makes me think that one of those deleted civs just might have been them. And finally, the last Maori warrior is deceased. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and put this mine down here. Going to give us that apprenticeship boost. And I should be just 1 turn away from getting myself this harbor and getting another boost to unlock the Petra. Oh boy, look who I found here in the seas. We've got a Great Admiral and a galley, so this might actually be quite the fight. What I want to secure is just a nice passage for my settler here in Canberra to settle Tasmania. And what is this? We're going to get some iron, 20 iron for some relatively useless diplomatic favor at this point in the game. Thank you so much. And we got a peace offer coming here from my man with the tongue out. Ew, dude, keep your tongue in your mouth. We're going to refuse that. We will make peace soon, though. The question is, will this city in the southwest fall to loyalty? If not, we need to come up with a plan to conquer the city. That plan is the easy city conquering strategy. We put an encampment on this forest right here. I mentioned this right when the city went down. I wanted to settle real close with Perth. We get an encampment down here, catapult. It shoots down the city. Don't care if there's walls. Don't care what's in there. Eventually, it just becomes 0 health, and then I just waltz in and take it from them. Looks like we'll be lucky enough this game where we don't even have to go through all that nonsense. On the eco front, my friend the builder, you're going to go and get us a pasture right here. Huge culture bomb coming in. Nice. Got a few new tiles and a great spot to put down a campus over here. A +9 campus. Just going to set that down and cruise on back to the settler building, but that'll lock in my campus price at whatever it is. Same thing here in Melbourne. We're going to get ourselves a campus +7 adjacency bonus. My goodness, that is disgusting. And then we'll go back to whatever we were working on, which was what? We're not working on anything. Good for us. I guess we just go ahead with the campus. Now I'm looking around. I'm not seeing any more builders being used. And recorded history, we're going to get the boost for this upon completing one of those campuses. I'm going to go to mysticism 1 turn just to get a little change in my government cards. And now it seems that that boost from the declaration of war has worn off. Let's take stock. Up in Sydney Audience Chamber, this is going to take a while, 17 turns. This World Congress session ends in 21, and I want to make the most of these city center buffs. So let's start queuing things up. We'll go monument, and sorry, don't go away. Queue. We're going to grab a granary, and then we'll say audience chamber after this. Melbourne, same thing. Oh, we're done all the city center buildings. No worries. Brisbane, a couple city center buildings to get. Ballarat, Perth, the same stuff. Here's the thing, though. Ballarat and Perth, it's a little bit different because Ballarat, dude, I need this guy to work on a Petra. So let's grab this, place her down right there. Make sure that my guys are working good tiles. They are. And Perth, we're going to queue a couple things at monument, granary, and then we start thinking about a lighthouse, that's for sure. And what is this? We're getting attacked by a galley. That doesn't make any sense. Luckily, my dude in the city is just straight chilling. We're going to pretty much destroy the ship just like that. And I can even have an actual galley coming through, finish it off for that extra 5 XP. Beautiful. And what's this? We have envoys to send. We have envoys. Okay, Bandar Brunei. We still need to trigger that inspiration. Nanmatol. We don't want to send any of these yet, though. If we look at the government, we have charismatic leader instead of diplomatic league in there. Okay, but in 1 turn, we'll get to change government, and we'll get to actually get to work on that. Back to the eco side, I got a couple builders here. One builder's coming all the way down to improve this cattle. We want to put a lot of work into getting this Petra because it's not the easiest thing to get. Hopefully no AI Civ is doing a silly Petra and like has crazy production in some city and 2 desert tiles. In Brisbane, we're going to start pissing off Coupe. Okay, bye-bye woods. This dude hates when you cut down trees. And we're going to cut down trees to get as many settlers as we possibly can. I think Canberra settler can go settle Tasmania. That's this little island to the south. We've got another settler by Sydney who can settle all the way out here. -14. That is a gross loyalty situation out there, but it is what it is. As I mentioned, we're only settling on Australia. Maybe we could do some cheeky stuff here with the Indonesian tiles, but we want to keep Indonesia on our side and stick to the easy restrictions we put on ourselves at the start. So let's go settle this wheat. That'll be nice. Back in Canberra, I'm actually going to buy out a watermill. This is going to give me the Eureka for construction. Getting myself a lumber mill would be nice for a city out in the west like Perth. Like getting a lumber mill right here would be real good. Right now, this city's got literally no good tiles to work, and soon it'll look towards the sea for that. But that's not going to give you big production. The other thing in text we're looking towards is apprenticeship and then finally education to get the university. But I don't see any industrial zones going down too soon, so let's go with construction, let's go with apprenticeship, and then quite possibly on to get the universities. Oh, and look at this. They're coming in heavy for me now. Government unlock, we'll come back to that, but my galleys are taking quite a bit of shots here, man. I don't like that. Good thing we got an archer and we've got a city strike, so let's try to finish off 1 galley, so it's 1 less of a problem. And then the other dude can run away as fast as they can. Bye-bye. Now, here in Brisbane, when I went and chopped out that woods, I don't want to just leave the city with no good tiles to work. Like right now, there's actually pretty decent tiles. I don't need to be too worried. But when I do something like that, I like to replace it with a mine. Right now, that was a 1-for-1 trade. Okay, it wasn't that amazing, but dude, once I get apprenticeship mining, this tile will be even better than it was before, better than this tile, and plus I got all that extra production doubled up by a magnet for the here and the now. All right, so with this government coming through, I'm no longer building a lot of builders. Let's go and change some policies. Diplomatic League for sure, so we can place down those envoys. Ancient and Classical Wonders. Hold on 1 second. Where is this era from? The Petra here. Classical era. Okay, there's some opportunity there. 15%. That's about 1 more production, but you know what? When you think about 15% in terms of turns, that's 7 turns off this Petra. Now, I'd rather have that than 6 gold per turn, so let's lock all this in for ourselves here. Confirm, confirm. And I can even go to these other city-states here, Rapa Nui and Nanmatol, confirm my placement, and we're getting doubled up on those envoys. Very nice, very nice. Next, recorded history. Dude, we should have those 2 campuses pretty soon. I'm not sure what's taking so dang long, but we'll move on to feudalism. Get ourselves a medieval era tech. Sorry, not tech, civic. And obviously you get 2 more builders. Sorry, 2 more charges on your builders in feudalism, which is quite nice for expanding your empire's productive capacity. Just checking in Melbourne, 19 turns for the campus. That is going to take way too long, man. What is going on here? Perhaps Geelong has been getting too good of a deal, and I think we're going to swap back this cattle tile. There we go. That'll give this city an extra food and 1 more culture, so it grows just a little bit quicker. Coupe, vying for peace again. Dude, I'm down for this. As soon as we know that this city is actually going to flip to be neutral, it would just be a pain if we made peace, and then they decided that they're actually going to put a governor in here and keep said city. Okay, looks like the Maori have left, but no, they have not. They're down here in Canberra, trying to blockade my newly formed settler from getting out and about. Don't like that. Let me see if I can finish off one of these boats myself. And my other boat can just come back and chill, heal up a wee bit. Back in Ballarat, look, we're down to 41 on the Petra. I'm going to improve this pasture. Now, you see the timing went up. That's because we stopped working this tile because it was not deemed as good as this cattle one, which I totally agree with. There's only 3 good tiles for this city to work, so cutting down that time to 2 and getting that 3rd tile working, that sounds pretty good to me. Okay, might have done a slight mistake here with the galley, as they seem to be taking quite a bit of heat from the enemy. Let's go and hide you behind Tasmania. And we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles away from getting back to the city, if we can actually get back to the city. But luckily we have city range strikes. We've got an archer coming in closer range to help too. In Brisbane, we're going to chop out yet another woods. That's going to give me, it says 81 production, but I believe 160, down to just 7 on that settler now. And speaking of settlers, we'll get ourselves a new city on the wheat, the city of Newcastle. Now they should rename this to the city of struggle, because that is what it's doing. Let me swap over 1 nice sheep tile so the city can go off to a good start. It's only got 2 housing, which sucks. And we got 17 turns on double production towards your city center buildings. Let's queue up the granary and then queue up the monument back to back. And then maybe we look into an aqueduct to connect this to fresh water and give us a whole bunch of housing. Anyhow, we're out here on the west. Founding cities, city of Hobart, falling at 13.9 loyalty per turn. That is rough. And Wagnu. I think this is 2 turns away from flipping. I got my units in position to take this. That'll help with the loyalty situation all around. Sydney's about to grow a little bit. Perth is about to grow soon, but regardless, I think we're going to need to get some kind of governor in here, at least for a short time. You know what? The person to take is Magnus. We're not going to get that settler out for 7 turns. Hobart, you come over here. Just sort of limit the bleeding of loyalty over here. I'm going to buy myself a monument, and now we're losing at only 5 per turn. As for building things, same deal here. We're going to go with the granary because it is cheaper right now. Oh no. And the Maori come after me, but I tricked them. I tricked them well. Look at this lumber mill. Beautiful. We're going to get our galley back into Canberra where it's safe. Hobart's going to get a quarry on the gypsum. Gets even more luxury resources. I got an extra one. Let's sell this off. 11 gold per turn. The city's paying for itself already. Down in the southwest, yes, next turn, this city is going to be a flippin' bud. Just going to set up all my dudes just outside of the border so they don't get pushed anywhere. And then next turn, we right in and try to steal that spot. Geelong's done its library. Let's go harbor next. I figure any place next to land gives me opportunity for adjacency bonuses. But we need the harbor because look at all these coastal tiles here. If these coastal tiles just always stay 1 food, 1 gold, we are not making the most of the tiles that we have conquered. And check it out, new peace offer from the Maori. That is not happening, buddy. City has flipped. There's swordsmen. Oh my goodness, there's swordsmen. And the city has lots of health. This is not looking so great. Let's see if we can just hold off and defend. It looks like Hobart, at least, the loyalty situation is much improved. But I think the name of the game is sit on top of your horses, try to defend Hobart as best we can, and let this city eventually flip over to my nation. Anyways, Coupe, where were you, buddy? Let's go ahead and make some peace. So this guy will give me 5 gold per turn. I will take whatever I can just to get out of this non-stop war with buddy guy. I can take some strikes at the city, too, with my galley. It does pretty good damage. Okay, and another galley from Indonesia. They're helping out fighting down the city as well. Just got to make sure that we actually secure that in the end. Otherwise, it'll just be free for even longer and be good for nobody. I'm going to go with charge on my heavy chariot. Seems like a good choice. And keep beating down on the city. I got a little bit of backup showing up. 1 galley, 2 galleys. Yeah, this guy's not full health by any means, but let's send him off anyways. Dang, the city taking a lot of shots. Luckily, it's healing up a little bit. I want to make sure my units are in position to take full advantage if we do end up taking control of the city. So the heavy chariot comes through, sets on the farm, because the farm can heal you. And my galley's going to come around the side to make sure we don't get 2 Indonesian ships busting down the doors of my soon-to-be my city. All right, and here come the Indonesians, doing lots of damage. Man, thank goodness I put my galley here and stopped the double fight from them, because if they take hold of the city, if they actually kept it, I would be so sad. Let me hover over this real quick. They got no pressure here. I don't think they could hold it, but that would have been a massive disappointment. Instead, it belongs to me. We are indeed going to keep the city, and we'll rename it to a much more Australian Rockingham. There we are. That looks better to me. Anyways, fellas, we will end the episode off there. We have almost settled the entirety of the Aussie lands. Look at this. 1 more settle in the middle, and then down in Tasmania. We'll have that in no time. It was awesome to get Rockingham under our control. But remember, even if the loyalty didn't come through, we were going to put an encampment on these woods and just fire down with catapults. If someone does settle on your lands, try and get a settle as close as possible. Like Perth, then you can buy up the tiles to get an encampment 2 tiles away from their city. That would have been my go-to plan of, let's say, Indonesia had settled here by Hobart, because they've actually got the loyalty to back things up. Thanks for watching, Panda Gang. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to actually pay for Windows, so make sure to subscribe. Peace.